Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today. A very good afternoon to everybody present here. Thank you so much, PepsiCo, for inviting me here today to be able to share my experiences with all of you guys here. So why is mountaineering a sport without any barriers? Now, climbing mountains like Everest is serious business. You're playing the big boys game now. The mountain does not know the difference between a small mistake, a big mistake. It does not know the difference between you being a 16-year-old or you being a 40-year-old. It's going to treat you the same way. You do a mistake and you have to pay the price for it. People die. A dream so big that when you start chasing it, you end up losing some of your team members as well. And that's why mountaineering is a sport where your limits are tested. There's water seeping between your brain and your skull when you're above 8,000 meters. There's water seeping into your lungs. The oxygen level is almost 1/3 of what we breathe out here. What comes to your mind when you think about mountaineering? Any one of you? What do you think mountaineering is? Does any one of you know what mountaineering is? Would anybody like to share their definition of mountaineering? What do you think, what is the first thing which comes to your mind when you think about mountaineering? Anybody? So mountaineering is challenges and reaching to the summit and getting awesome views. But mountaineering is also known as the craft of climbing a mountain with the help of some necessary tools, ropes, by pitching tents, planning an expedition and heading over there. Mountaineering is a sport which was, I think it is also one of the oldest known activities to humans. Climbing mountains. It was, for as long as they've been there, we've been trying to push ourselves and test our limits up on these mountains. And ice axe is basically also referred to as the third leg of a mountaineer. It does look tiny and thin, but it's made to be surviving in high altitudes when you're climbing ice. So basically you use it. This is not the one which they've shown in Shivai. This is a real one. And you can really climb mountains with this. And these are the boots which you've got to wear. If you can, we'll just pass them around if you can have a look. Till then we'll get the gentleman dressed up. This is the down suit which one needs to wear. Yeah, next side here. In mountaineering, it is very essential to have your fundamentals correct. You're not going to get a second chance at it. Slight mistake and you lose your life. Challenging yourself, challenging your own limits every time is very necessary. Till the time you keep doing, or till the time you are in your comfort zone, you're only going to keep polishing a skill set. If you want to develop a new skill, you've got to push yourself out of the comfort zone in order to realize parts of yourself which you've never seen before, sides of yourself which you've never expected before, or limits which you've never reached before. Keep pushing yourself. Keep challenging yourself. Value of teamwork. Now, after climbing mountains like Everest, I realize there are many more difficult mountains which I want to go about conquering. Conquering would not be the right word, I think. Climbing. I wanted to go back, but I realized now the mountains which I'm going to heading to are actually much more difficult than Everest. Mountains like Lhotse, Manaslu, Kanchenjunga, India's highest mountain, the world's third highest mountain, with only 187 summits till date, out of which 40 never made it back home. It's one of the most deadliest mountains out there. I realized it's going to take a little more than just me. My dreams were getting bigger. My challenges were getting bigger. And just me was not enough. So what I started to do was, I started to surround myself with some great climbers, some great people. I'm going to be up there somewhere on ice face. Another climber is going to be down there somewhere, just seeing the rope. He can just see me by the weight of which I'm able to put on the rope. He's not even able to see me. I'm that far away. But he has to trust me. I have to trust him with my life and keep leading, or keep moving forward. There's another very important thing which I learned as a climber, which was very necessary, which is, we keep talking about, dream big and la 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 and whatnot. Dreaming is the easy bit. Something which I understood requires more effort is something which is called persistence. Getting up every day and doing the same task over and over and over again. Every single day. Investing time in your own self. Every single day, the same task over and over and over again. And if you can do this, you can do absolutely anything. As big as I can dream, or any thought which comes into my head can be changed into a reality. Like, it can be anything. It's only if I follow it with a lot of hard work in the right direction with persistence. 21st of May 2011 at 10:58 a.m. I say we because I am representing India over there, and between all of these climbers, and I go there and I unfurl the national flag as the youngest person in the world to have climbed this mountain, which the record still stands till date. Every time I came back from Makalu, I understood that I wasn't enough for this mountain. I understood that what's basically got me here is not going to take me further ahead. I needed to start surrounding myself with the right kind of people. I understood that just by me being strong, it's not going to be enough. I needed the right team also around me for me to summit a mountain like Makalu. With 3 failed attempts, finally I returned back to this mountain after 3 failed attempts for the 4th consecutive year. So in 2016, 23rd May, we made it to the summit of the 5th highest mountain in the world. And less than 3 months from making it to the summit, actually less than 2 months of having made it to the summit, I was back on Cho Oyu. And in less than 3 months of having made it to the summit of Makalu, I was standing on the summit of Cho Oyu, which had once broken me so bad, but yet left me just enough to head back again. I think the fear of being complacent is something which we all suffer from. Fear of being satisfied. So I realized this, that it's very easy to be comfortable, to say, hey, I'm satisfied with what I've got. But what I understood was the bigger I dream, the better it gets, and the more real it gets. Like, the more real I think, the real more it gets for me in my life. Venturing out as an entrepreneur was something which I realized climbing these mountains require a lot of money. And I realized that me, by just climbing mountains, I would not be able to raise this kind of money. So I had to start venturing out, where I diversified my skill set. By me being a good mountaineer anymore, it was not making me reach the mountain. The challenge, for example, was, okay, we need sponsorship. Okay, we need to convince people. Okay, we need some new ideas. The challenge can be anything. But if you want to be there, you will diversify yourself and develop certain skill sets which are going to make you reach your goal. There is no plan B. There's only plan A. Basically saying that having a plan B is going to make sure that your plan A is weak. 100% focus is something which we only sometimes strive for. But if we absolutely ever reach 100% focus, you do not need plan B. There is no requirement for a plan B, because plan A is going to work. Because if you could think about it, you can actually make it happen. Keep focus, keep your nerves under check, and keep moving forward. Trust your ability and your team's ability if you want to transform. Trust is a very, very, very important, again, quality which I think nowadays is becoming very rare. Trusting somebody with absolutely everything. So, nowadays you can trust them with money or, maybe everything else. But you will not trust them with your life. You think that this is mine. I cannot give this to anybody else. And in mountaineering, this is what you have to trust others with, that they're going to keep you alive. That the people you surrounded yourself with are going to keep you alive on the mountain. Just before we end, definitely, by my whole point of coming here today and taking you through a journey of all of these mountains basically was to tell you that nothing is impossible. And I'm sure you've heard it ample number of times. But today you have a 24-year-old standing here today who's probably climbed 5 of the world's 14 highest mountains, which people thought was impossible. But within a span of 8 years, you've done 10 expeditions and the dreams are only growing big. So if you have a dream, you've got to dream big and you've got to go out there and you've got to dare to chase it down. You've got to chase it down till the time it stops running away from you. Embrace failures. Never run away from failures. Face failures and keep retrospecting. Keep retrospecting on your day every day. That have I done the best I could have done today? Don't think about the Everest which is standing in front of you. Find what you love and then start climbing this mountain. Find the Everest of your lives. I believe this, that everybody out here sitting in this room has a mountain in their lives to conquer. It may not be a real mountain, but everybody has that mountain, and everybody has to go on to that journey. And everybody is going to be facing these crevasses and these challenges and fears, and the weather might go bad. You might be down on your knees in certain situations, but don't give up. Have hope. Dream big and dare to chase it. Thank you so much, and we are open for questions if you guys have any questions. Thanks a lot.